Hello dear children, I am back with the remaining topics of the lesson. Number 3 of geography, our changing earth. Today we are going to learn about the major landforms, the work of river, work of water, work of ice and work of wind. So let us study one by one. Let us study about major landforms. The landscape is being continuously worn away by two processes. We know that these two processes are weathering and erosion. Weathering means the process of breaking up of the rocks on the surface of the earth. They break into the small particles. That is called weathering. Another process is erosion. The process of wearing away the landscape by different agents like wind, water and ice. So this is erosion. Okay. The eroded material is carried away to transported by water, wind and eventually deposited. Yes, exactly. Wherever this erosion happens, it means they are getting an obstacle somewhere. So this eroded material gets deposited eventually by wind, water, etc. This process of erosion and deposition, they create different landforms on the surface of the earth. Exactly. Weathering and erosion, these are the processes. Okay. After that, these processes of erosion and deposition, another we are talking about, they create different landform on the surface of the earth. Let's watch one video regarding the same. First
Meanders.
we'll learn about the meanders.
The course of a river comprises of three distinct parts.
Let us see
First
about
is the
river.
upper or the mountain course where the river originates. Here, the velocity of the water is faster due to the steep gradient. The floor of the valley is narrow and the valleys are V-shaped. Second is the middle or the valley course, where floors are wider and the sides of the valley are more gently sloping. Here, the velocity of the river is slower than
This is where learning about rivers and how meanders are formed. Let us see their erosion and deposition activity.
the upper stage. Meanders are typical landforms found in this stage of the river. The third part of the river is the lower course, which has a gentle slope and is almost flat. The river channel is usually at its widest and deepest here because the amount of water flowing within the river is at its greatest. Oxbow lakes are conspicuous features in the lower course of a river apart from the deltas where the river drains into seas. Now we will discuss about what are meanders and how are they formed. Meanders are formed in the middle course of a river. The rivers flow through almost a flat plain in the middle courses. As water flowing under gravity seldom flows straight for any long distance, a winding course soon develops. The irregularities of the ground force the river to swing in great S-shaped curves, forming horseshoe-like loops called meanders. Now let us see how a meander forms. The water in a river channel flows faster round the outside bend of a river due to centrifugal force, whereas it is relatively slow on the inside bends. The fast flowing water on the outside bend erodes the river bank, whereas slow moving water deposits sand and mud on the inside bend. At the site of erosion on the outside bend, a steep
This is the cross section of the river.
river cliff is created. The water piles up on the outside bend due to centrifugal force. A bottom current is set up in a corkscrew motion which deposits the eroded material on the inner bank, forming a slip-off slope. In the lower course of a river, a meander becomes very much pronounced. The outside bend gets eroded rapidly and the meander loop becomes almost a complete circle. Gradually, the narrow necks of the loop erode further and intersect each other. Now, the river cuts through the intersection to flow in a straight path. As a result, the meander loop is abandoned and it forms an oxbow lake. The Oxbow Lake later turns into a swamp, and subsequent floods may silt up the lake. It becomes marshy and eventually dries up.
Brought to you.
So let us learn about the work of river. I hope you must have watched video properly. Now let us explain one by one. The running water in the river, they erodes the landscape. Okay, as the water flows down, they carry sand, silt, alluvial with them and they deposit where they get the obstacle. Then water tumble at steep angle over very hard rock or down steep valley inside to form waterfall. Okay, when the river enters the plain, this is how the earth is changing. See, look, watch properly and listen properly. Then water tumble at steep angle over very hard rock or down a steep valley its side, it forms a waterfall. Second, when the river enters the plain, it twists and turns, forming the large bends. They are known as meanders. I have showed the video of meanders. In that, due to continuous erosion and deposition along the side of meander, the end of the meander loop come closer and closer. Due to continuous erosion and deposition, it was clearly explained in the video. In due course of time, the meander loop cuts off from river and forms a cut-off lake that is called an oxbow lake. It was also there in the video. At times, the river overflows its banks. This leads to the flooding of the neighboring areas. That is also formation of the floodplain. As it floods, deposits a layer of fine soil on the other material is called sediments along the banks, and this leads to the formation of the fertile plain, flat fertile flood plain. So this was the example of flood plain. These the raised, okay, the raised banks are called the levees. As the river approaches the sea, the speed of the flowing, see, when the river approaches towards the sea, okay, at the end of the course, the speed of the flowing water decreases and the river begins to break up into a number of streams are called the distributaries. Before going to the sea, this river split into different, okay, small rivers, and they are known as the distributaries. So this was the work of river to form a change on the earth. Let us learn about the work of river.
Work of river.
Once again,
First, let us know what is meant by the term river. A river is a flow of water in a natural channel.
this is the definition of river. A
The
flow
point where the river begins is called the source. The point at which a river ends is the mouth. The path taken by the river from its source to the mouth is the course.
course.
As the river flows along the course, it is joined by larger streams.
See, as the river flows along the course, it is joined by larger streams. They are called as
Called tributaries. In the hydrological cycle, rivers play a very important role. Some of the river water collects in the streams while the remaining joins the sea. The river reshapes the land, giving different landforms which varies according to the volume of the water it carries and its velocity. The mountain rivers are harnessed for electricity. In the plains, it provides all its basic necessities like water for drinking, washing, transport, agriculture, and industry.
So this is what we have learned about the work of river. The river becomes so slow that it begins to deposit slowly. Each distributary forms its own mouth. The collection of sediments from all the mouths from they form a delta. Yeah, before the river enters the sea, they form a triangular shape area on their mouth and they form the delta. Here, this is the floodplain. This is Oxbow Lake, meander. The work of river is seen here, and this is the delta, triangle shape area you can see here. So let us learn about the work of sea waves, another landform. The erosion and deposition of the sea waves gives rise to the coastal landforms. Sea waves continuously strike at the rocks, cracks develop, and over the time they became larger and wider. Hollow like caves are formed on the rocks. They are called as sea caves. You can see here in the picture. what happens here? Continuously the sea waves are continuously they are striking on the rock, and because of that the cracks develop. Okay, and over the time, as the times passes, they become the large and wider, even hollow. Okay, like caves, and they are forming on the form on the rocks, and they are also called as the sea waves. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, only roof of the caves remain, thus forming sea arches. Okay, so these cavities become bigger and bigger, only the roof of caves remain, thus they are forming the sea arcs. Okay, as these cavities become bigger and bigger, only roof of the caves remain, thus they form the sea arches. Further erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. Look at, you can see here. Okay, roof is now removed. Okay, the roof is broken here. Further erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left. These walls like feature are called the stacks. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above the sea water is called the sea cliff. The sea waves deposit sediments along the shores and they are forming the beaches as well. Let us see video of sea waves, work of
Work
sea
of
waves.
sea waves. The erosion and deposition of the sea waves give rise to coastal landforms. Sea waves continuously
Kindly
strike
watch
at the
properly.
rocks,
You will be able
cracks
to
develop,
understand this.
and over the time they become larger and wider. Thus, hollow-like caves are formed on the rocks. They are called sea caves. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, only the roofs of the caves remain, thus forming sea arches. Further erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left.
See, here the wall is only
These
left.
wall-like features
Roof, roof is not there. So that was about the sea waves. Now let us understand about the work of ice. Here, what happens here? Glaciers are rivers of no ice. They also erode. They too erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rocks below. The glaciers carve out deep hollows. As the ice melts, they get filled up with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains. We know that. Okay. When these glaciers, when the ice of the glaciers melt, they filled up with the water, and this is the way of formation of the lakes in the mountain side. So the material that what they are carrying, the glaciers are carrying, they are carrying such as the rocks, the big and small rocks. They carry sand also, sealed, and they deposit on the plains, on the blanks. Okay, these deposition or these deposit form are called glacier moraines. So wherever they deposit is the eroded material they deposit, these are called the glacier moraines. So let us watch video in the
of ice. Glaciers are rivers of ice which too erode the landscape by bulldozing soil and stones to expose the solid rock below.
Please watch properly. Whatever I have explained you about work of ice, this is given in the video.
Glaciers carve out deep hollows. As the ice melts, they get filled up with water and become beautiful lakes in the mountains. The material carried by the glacier, such as rocks, big and small, sand and silt, gets deposited. These deposits form glacial moraines.
So this is what about the work of ice. Let us understand the next work of wind. Here we know that this is an active agent of erosion and deposition in the deserts. Okay. Wind is an active agent of erosion and deposition in the desert. In desert, we can see rocks in the shape of mushrooms. They are commonly called the mushroom rocks. I will show you the image also. Winds erode the lower section of the rocks more than the upper part. Okay, this here in the desert, this wind erode the lower section of the rocks more than the upper part of the rocks. Therefore, these rocks have the narrower base and the wider top. Okay, wider top and the narrower base. Therefore, such rocks have narrower base and wider top. When the wind blows, when the wind blows, it lifts and transports sand from one place to another place. This, okay, because of that light one, this sand is actually transported, lifted and transported by the wind from one place to another place. When it stops blowing, the sand falls and gets deposited in a low hill-like structure. Okay, when the wind stops, when the wind blowing stops, there the sand falls and gets deposited on very low hill-like structure. These are sand dunes. These are known as the sand dunes. When the grains of the sands, okay, when the grains of the sands are very fine and light, the wind can carry it over very long distances because they are light. Okay, large deposits of loess are found in China. In such a way, this work of wind happens. Let us watch video.
Work of wind. An active agent of erosion and deposition in the deserts is wind. In deserts, you can see rocks in the shape of a mushroom, commonly called mushroom rocks.
This is what I was talking about, the narrow base and wider top, mushroom rocks.
When the wind blows, it lifts and transports sand from one place to another. When it stops blowing, the sand falls and gets deposited in low hill-like structures. These are called sand dunes.
This is low hill structure like forming when the wind is blowing, but when wind stops blowing, so this kind of structures can be seen here, and they are known as the sand dunes.
Different kind of sand dunes
Let us understand different kinds of sand dunes.
can be seen in this figure. When the grains of sand are very fine and light, the wind can carry it over very long distances. When such sand is deposited in large areas, it is called loess.
This is loess. When this sand is deposited in large areas, this is called loess. Okay. So this is what we have seen about the complete landforms of the major landforms of the answer. So why don't we understand? Why don't we recap the lesson? Okay. The process of dash and dash create different landforms on the earth. Its weathering and erosion. As rivers enters the plain, it twists and turns, forming large plains known as meanders. Large deposits of loess found in China. The earthquake is measured with an instrument called seismograph. Greatest damage during an earthquake is usually closest to the epicenter. The three types of earthquake waves are PLSLL waves. Do you mean by floodplains? It is clearly given in these two questions. At least you have to read, you have to find out the answers from your textbook, and also you have many questions given at the end of the lesson. Those also you have to do it. So I hope you must have understand the lesson. The remaining landforms, the work of river, work of ice, work of water, work of wind. So this is what we have understand how the earth is changing, okay, due to the endogenic forces and exogenic forces, and the major landforms happen on the earth surface. So till I shall see you in the next videos. Till that time, you take care and keep on learning, keep on reading. Thank you so much. Bye bye.